Okay, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to our channel. We have a guest here, Shilbo Baggings from Ivory Tech. It's been a long time to see you guys. I don't know. It's been a long time coming. And yeah, how are you doing right now, Shilbo?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I stayed up late, but I feel good. I got coffee.
Yeah, I know. Is it in the morning? Are you in the US or what? I mean, since you mentioned Texas before.
Yeah, well, I'm in Texas. Yeah, I'm in Texas.
Wise, you're in Texas because Texas is like freedom country, right? And some country
Yeah.
have more restriction. Yeah, maybe we
I
can talk
mean,
a little bit.
at first, well, you still can't get Binance in tech. I mean, it just depends. But the governor here has been very pro crypto lately. So
I know because
yeah,
Elon
it's all right.
well want to move to Texas, right? From California, and Silicon Valley is not longer as it used to be, right?
No, we're getting a lot of California. Yeah, it's a lot of California.
Okay, yeah. Before we start the video, maybe we can you can share a little bit about yourself and how you get into crypto.
Well, I got into crypto about late 2017. There's a big pump going on. My younger brother was really excited about crypto. He was making a lot of money, or at least pumping, right? And so I got in. I think the first thing I bought was Ethereum at $600.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, I mean, it's funny to say I bought it at $600 then because it was high. You know, that was high. But then it was just I was just addicted to it. It was kind of like I used to play a lot. I play a lot of games.
Okay.
So, it's just kind of like a game. You start picking your players, you start seeing what their stats are, and then before you know it, you've got your team. So I'd say I've been in since late 2017. Yeah. And then I got on Twitter, which I didn't want to because I don't like social media that much. Yeah. I got on Twitter because that's where all the news is and that's where the life of crypto is really.
Yeah. Because the CEO himself is a Bitcoiner, right? So yeah, it's no wonder Twitter is like a place, like a home, right? So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's your journey. I mean, it's been in 2017, right? I mean, you get burned by the bear market or not? Because some people like learn by the learning by doing, right? I mean, they got their lesson. So what's your position? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I started down. So when I invested, I invested high. And then around February, somewhere around there, I know I'd have to check the chart, but then it started to be down. And so then I was like, okay, what do I need to find to pump this up? And then, I mean, the first big pump that I made money on was actually EOS. So that's how far back that was when EOS was at like $22 and I got in at like $3 or something. So that was one of my first good flips into Bitcoin, because what I would like to do is I take the altcoins and then I would flip them into Bitcoin.
Yeah, I know. Because some people say that the altcoin is the way to multiply or steal your Bitcoin, right? Is that
right? Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So when you dive deep into rabbit hole, I mean that when you come to the Ivan Tech or what? I mean, like fundamentally, because it's kind of hard, right, to find great resources sometimes, right?
Yeah, it was very hard. So right out of the gate, you're asking yourself, what do I need to get into to get all the information that I need? So you need Twitter because you want to be on the edge of what's happening. So then you're like, okay, so I have a Twitter. And so then I was looking up what, YouTubers I could watch that could kind of inform me. And then that's when I found Ivan on Tech. And when I was watching Ivan on Tech back then, he was still doing videos from his laptop, or, I mean, it was, his English was, I mean, it's not enough make fun of him kind of way. I'm not making fun of him, but I love the way that his accent is.
Yeah, I love his accent too. Yeah,
he's got a lot of charisma. He made me laugh. I like his energy. He was always positive. It's very easy when you're losing money to be negative. That's the easy route. Yeah. But what I always noticed about Ivan, he was always positive. So, and when you got there, you had a community to talk to, which was my favorite part.
Yeah.
And so Yes, that was one of my favorite shows, and I learned a lot watching that show.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, we had like family, right? I mean, the community in super chat, so that we know each other when yeah, the show is live, and I'm doing a timestamp and doing the meme, and yeah, something like that is happening in during the community. Yeah, I think yeah, that's why it makes Bitcoin. I mean, like crypto is stronger, you know, because of the community, right? Unlike the yeah, traditional one. I mean, like stock market is based on the hedge fund or something like that. But in crypto, is back of people, right? Back from people, right? Yeah.
Right. We're all gonna make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You wealthy elite. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a joke. So yeah, right now you what is called tend to appear by you know not anonymous, but in Avanotech you appear anonymously, because in crypto sometimes it's like anonymous is such a privacy thing, right? It always all the time, because anonymous is maybe protect your surrounding. So yeah, what makes you wanna appear on my channel not anonymously?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons. I think the major reason for me was that I think in general social media is unhealthy for a person.
Yeah.
So for me to maintain a healthy relationship with social media, I needed to create basically an alternate personality that was dedicated to just crypto. We're not talking about politics. I'm not going to talk, and I don't bring anything up. And if I do ever do a tweet like that, I delete it because it just doesn't sit right. I just want it to be, and also it's Shilbo Baggings, right? So Shilbo, I wanted it to be okay that I'm shilling.
Yeah.
And they're like, who's shilling this? Oh, Shilbo Bag. Well, it's expected, right? Because his name's Shilbo. So nobody can really get mad that I'm shilling because that's what you expect from me. So it's kind of, there's a lot of reasons that I picked that situation or those names. Honestly, like about 10 years ago, I was very public. I used to model and act a little bit in Austin. So that was, I don't really want to be in, I don't want people to see me. You know, I just want to be on the side. I'd rather be a little hobbit collecting my
because
gold.
Yeah, in crypto is part of culture, you know, to be anonymous. I think I respect your argument and respect your decision, because yeah, sometimes you're doing it because you want to protect your surrounding, right? Yeah, it's something that yeah, when you state something wrong and about politics and you get cancel culture, is not really good in many ways, right? So yeah, I understand your point of view.
Right. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, money's not fair.
Yeah.
And I've written some articles about that. It's not, people are out to get more than they have. And you're only going to get more than you have if somebody loses some. So you have to maintain a laissez-faire, a positive attitude that everything's going to be fine. You start getting that kind of attitude or hateful, you're not going to last very, very long.
Yes. Yeah, it's part of the nature, you know, is a part of the process. So I understand your point of view. And also you said that before that the Shilbo itself, I mean the name, why do you come up with that name? I mean that Shilbo, shilling bags, or just you doing some meme or something like that? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
I think I tried a bunch of names. I mean, I had a bunch of names. I'm trying to remember. I just wanted something funny, you know. I like to play with words, you know, and I wanted something funny, and I like fantasy stuff, and I think when I thought about shilling bags, I was like, oh, Shilbo Baggings, and I just thought about that. But I think somebody might have come up with that before I did, because when I try to have the Twitter handle, it was already taken. But the guy that has that Twitter handle he doesn't even use it, you know, so. I didn't realize it at the time. It was just an Ivan on Tech name to you know, everybody had a funny name.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
I mean, not everybody, but a lot of people. So you're just trying to get in there, and I think it really stuck, and I kept it was because Ivan kept saying my name
Yeah,
all
I
the
know.
time, funny ways, and in his funny accent. So it was in his likable accent. So yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just shilling bags. That's what I'm doing basically.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because sometimes when you're shilling bags, sometimes you get a lot of wave by doing that, right? Because when shilling bags is not responsible because pump and dump scheme or something like that. Yeah, maybe you have another opinion about that because it's their decision, right, to make a move, right?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. So on a more serious note, everybody's shilling all the time.
No. Yes.
Tell me you're not shilling. If you're
Yes.
tweeting, you're shilling. If you're making a YouTube video, you're shilling. Or you're shilling all the time. If
Yes.
you put on nice clothes and walk outside, you're shilling yourself. I mean,
Yes.
so I'm
And
just making it obvious that this is what I'm doing. But at the same time, I'm not just saying rah, 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 go Litecoin or go whatever. I'm basically, a lot of times I'm telling you, hey, look at this market cap, look at this situation, do what you want. Do what you
yes.
want. This is happening, and this is coming in the future, And that a lot of the people in the culture, that's why we have all these little sayings like probably nothing. It's like a way to say, this is not that big of a deal, but yes, it is,
Yes.
So it's all intertwined in the culture now.
Yeah, because sometimes it's part of the game, right? I mean, when you try to share something, because I understand your point of view and I respect that. And shilling is just part of the game, and then free market is the best way to measure the market, right? So yeah, I think that's cool. And I mean, you since you said that you building your self branding as a meme. Maybe you can share a thoughts because about the meme in the crypto, because crypto like laser eyes or something like that is just a meme, right? When people go questioning, oh, what is this? What is that? I mean, can you explain a little bit more about why matters? Meme in crypto it matters.
I think everybody wants to be a part of something. That's really what it is. They want to be a part of a group. And there are several cultures around the world that are, and there's subcultures in those cultures that are group minded. I want to be a part of a group. I have never really been that kind of a person. I've been always more of an independent person. I come from Texas. So part of my culture is to be independent. That's part of our culture is we want to be free. But then at the same time, you do want a team. So yes, we're all laser eyes. We're all, was it chain link? Was it chain Marines or whatever, right? And Link Marines and Litecoin fam and just everybody's got a team. So I think that's just part of it. DAOs now, everybody wants to be a part of a DAO. They want to be you got a crypto punk, and I think that's very powerful, especially in the current culture that we have where you're stuck in front of a computer, you're living inside of a box. You don't get physical contact as much anymore. So a way to kind of get, I guess, an endorphin or a dopamine or a nice feeling that you're part of a group is that you have a digital group that you're a part of. Might be just a Discord group that you're talking in all the time, but those things are helpful. And I think that's really what's driving people to do that. And we all going to make it. And everybody's succeeding together. It's a powerful thing, actually.
Yeah, because even Elon Musk doing that, because the president of meme, I don't know, people say so, but it's just part of the game. And then when you drive up the dopamine. It's also reflect to the price, right? Because the price reflect by the emotion of the people, right? So
right, and you have to play that. You have to play that game too. I mean, you have to like I would say, you got to respect the pump. I mean, the pump is happening. You don't want it to have like. I'm not a big fan of Doge. I don't hold Doge. When Bitcoin was pumping and Bitcoin was high, and it's finally we're here. Everybody's Bitcoin's high. Who do you talk? Everybody's talking about Doge. Yeah. Nobody's even they don't have no. And that's the other thing is that the level of entry if I don't have to be intelligent to buy Doge.
Yes.
I actually have, in a way, I have to be a little bit dumb to buy Doge.
Yeah.
I have to be ignorant of what all the crypto culture actually is in order to buy Doge. I have to kind of blindly just go. So there is going to be a lot of that, and that's going to be a lot of that in the future. So a lot of what I try to do is make things for noobs so that they can see, hey, this isn't that hard. Just go through these steps. I do a lot of walkthroughs or you know, so that they can just go through steps and figure out, look, there's other things besides just putting your money in a pump and waiting and hoping. I mean, it's not a good way to go. You gotta have action. You gotta have some strategy.
Yeah. You're gonna get wrecked. Yeah. If I don't say that Rec City, you know, straight to Rec City. Yeah. Is that a part of the game? So yeah, I mean, you said before that you're doing NFTs, right? What can you explain a little bit more? What are you doing right now?
Doing NFT NFTs was another one of those things that you start to reject at first. You said that feeling like, I don't know how this is going to work. I was never a fan of the crypto punks. I mean, I felt like that was like low effort art that somebody's trying to just make money. They're just trying to pump something. It's like a pump and dump, right? Yes. But then over time, like now everybody's in. I mean, people still hold XRP. You know what I mean? Like this, and they're going to tell me a million reasons why. So same thing with crypto. It's going to still, but now we have a culture of profile picture NFTs. But what are you going to do? You're going to push against that current? That's a strong current. So you go with it. So for me, I embrace all of that. That's fine. I don't invest in those, but I embrace it. But I look to where are things going to start to come together and then really take off. And for me, that's the gaming, because so many people, I mean, where were we trading Bitcoin? Magic the Gathering, right? That's where Bitcoin was being traded. It's a game. It was a trading card game. Yeah. So, you know, you start putting trading cards, NFTs, you start putting games together. And I'm already playing certain games where, you know, you're gathering NFTs and you're flipping them on OpenSea, and they're just pieces of a game that you can play. Yes. And might be a piece of armor or a gun or a cool sword, you know. Yeah. And you can pay $2 and somebody else can get it from you. And it's just kind of what you've always wanted to have in a game. Yeah. And so for me, the NFTs and gaming is really where it's at. So that's what I'm focusing on right now is that NFT gaming niche.
Oh, NFT. Have you heard of Axie Infinity? You're doing the project, because in Indonesia is quite hype. You know, the hype, the Axie Infinity. Can you explain a little bit more of what NFT project that you're currently in right now?
So two projects that I'm really kind of just experimenting with. One of them is Neon District, which I'm not a part of that, I'm just a player in that game. But I've written several tips and strategy guides for that game. That game is actually a great game because it's fun to play because it's actually hard to do. So it's basically like a Pokemon or a Final Fantasy game where two teams go against each other. And right now, they're really just fleshing out the dynamics of how the battles work. And so I wouldn't say it's a test net really right now, but it's still an early stage of the game. And so basically the way that game works, there is no token to be sold. So you pay to enter into the game, or you can actually start for free and you just start basically mining NFTs. So you have a little character and they go out on a little mission and they just get a couple of in-game currency. And then with the in-game currency, you can buy gear, and then the gear is sellable or transferable in any kind of NFT marketplace. So that's one method. That's one kind of game. And then there's another kind of game that I'm into right now, which is MadeCoin, which is more of a farm than a game, but it's a gamified farm. So I like that a lot better because the strategy there is all money-making strategy. It's DeFi.
Yeah.
And I love, you know, DeFi was where, that's where I took off, you know, I mean, I was right in the mix.
Yes.
In DeFi. I mean, I remember we were in Ivan on Tech and I'm chatting about, and people are like, Ivan hated sushi. He hated sushi for a while. He was like, I don't like sushi. These projects, they're coming up, the yam, the food coins, whatever. And I was like, no, this is the future.
Yes.
I mean, I think, you know, so if you held any of that when it was not worth anything, you made thousands of dollars just because you were part of the or millions, which I didn't make millions. I wish I had, but you know, you're part of the early culture. And I think whereas DeFi was being early, and if NFTs you were being early, now it's gaming. To me, it's NFTs, gaming, DeFi. If all those three things can come together, you're going to take off. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that true? I interview some people in Indonesia who are developing an NFT as well. And is that true that NFTs is really tied to related to I mean not really related, I mean vulnerable to gaming, because without gaming NFT is just JPEG, right? It's just picture that create out of thin air, right? I mean, can you validate I'm saying? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so, okay, so there's a couple of things that come into there that people need to keep an eye out for. Number one, you can have an NFT that's just like a cup kitten or something, right? A little cute little cat. And that NFT could hold tons of value because everybody wants to be a part of that group. I've got a cup cat, okay, everybody's got one, right? So you want to be a part of that. But as soon as you apply utility to the NFT, oh, this cup cat also does this for you. It doesn't always have to, but it can hinder the price. It could minimize the price because now the utility is the price, is what can I use it for? So a lot of times in games, you're seeing things like, well, if it doesn't have a utility, then the price is it's no good. It doesn't matter how cool the picture is or how cool it looks, right? That goes out the window because now it's just about utility. So there is that aspect. I think MadeCoin does a good job of that because they hire artists to draw their NFTs. And these are like anime girls, you know, who doesn't want an NFT anime girl? Everybody, that's super popular. So even if your girl runs out of utility, you still have the NFT and it's still a beautiful drawing. So it's kind of an interesting way to counteract that, you know. And nobody knows why. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's like, this doesn't do anything for you, and yet it's, you know, 5 ETH, and here's this thing that can make you money, but it's not as much. So that is one level of, you know, just something that's been a topic of discussion in a lot of like Discord groups.
Yeah, because when you don't have relation to what is called gaming, I think NFTs is just hype, right? I mean, it's not. I think NFTs in the future, but we're not living in the metaverse yet. Yeah, but once we do, I think it's gonna take off. But I think it's not happen overnight, right? But is that correct or not? I mean, that's.
I would say so. I mean, we have to understand that not everybody has a. You know, you're making money. You're making money. So if you can hype something, you will hype it. If you can't hype it, you will hype it. And I think that's like you know, whatever. That's what people are going to do, and you have to be aware of that. So I think a lot of these profile picture or a lot of these NFT things, and in some cases you could say it's money laundering. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure that's going on. So but it's kind of like, what do you want to do? And how do you want to make money? And how do you feel safe in your investment? I think if I was in a hyped up NFT, I wouldn't feel safe about that price. And I would feel a little nervous that I'm not going to flip that back, because ultimately I'm about basically the network, the coins, and how that thing's coming together. I want to be invested in ETH. I used to flip back to BTC. Now I'm flipping into ETH. because I know ETH is the future, or side chains like Matic, you know, new projects, because I feel like that is the future. That's the road that we're all going to travel on, you know?
Yeah, I see. Because it doesn't make sense sometimes to see that the record of, I mean, you know, the NFTs that sold for $69 million, right? It's just blew my mind. I don't know. It's just pure money laundering. I tend to agree what you said. Yeah, that's why this one is not really healthy. I just to drive up the emotion of the market, right? I don't know.
Right. And it's easy to do. You get a group of people, you get your group together, and you decide, and you all start sweeping. I mean, that's what they're doing. That's one of the NFT drops. So when you go to OpenSea and you're just trading and you buy something or sell something, then later on you figure out, oh, somebody dropped this in my wallet for free. Well, why did they drop you NFTs for free? You know, what do they want you to do with it? And I think you use your imagination there. Is that they're giving you free stuff, but it has a price on it. So they're either wanting to exploit you in some way, which a lot of people are saying that can't happen, which I agree. I'm not a dev. I don't know, but I don't usually respond to those type of airdrops. I just kind of hide those away because, I don't want to be a part of that, and I'm not interested in that. So.
Yeah, because when the Ivan on Tech Good Morning Crypto have Big Boy Pants NFTs, Ivan on Tech once said that there is only original one, right, in OpenSea. But some bad actors say they post the fake one, right? It's just part of the game. Yeah.
Right, and then but look how many people have made fake CryptoPunk or CryptoPunk versions, and they're still making money. I mean, some of those are still selling for an ETH. I mean, you sell something for an ETH. I mean, that's good money. So
when it comes to flipping image and in NFTs, I think the most people who got born the most is just the buyer, not really the creators, because the creators is just printing out of thin air, right? And then the buyers, I don't know, maybe by at the top, the market is not liquid, so I don't know, maybe it's just something that really need to be aware of.
Yes, you do need to be aware of that. It is not as easy to sell an NFT as it is to buy one, obviously. I mean, it's a lot harder to sell it. You could say that, yes, I have this $7,000, but you don't. You don't. You have a picture. And unless somebody wants that picture from you, you're not going to have $7,000. It's gone, Yeah, and that's a healthy thing to do to yourself anyways. Anytime you buy anything in crypto, it's just gone. It's better to just think of it as gone.
Maybe in the future when the metaverse happen, the NFT will be the future. But right now, I think it's just pure, pamendam. I don't know. It's just the way the market works. I don't know.
But okay, so I'm gonna ask you. Do you think the hype is not gone? There's so much more hype to be had. You see?
Yes.
So I would love to see utility be valued.
Yes.
I would love to see utility be valued. And like, as you're saying, in the metaverse. So in the metaverse, it's going to have utility, right? You might be able to wear a shirt that you bought, or, walk around with all this gear from different games and you wear it. And now you're in the game, your body, you're in your Oculus or something, and I don't think we're actually very too far away from that. I think we're getting really close to that. But right now it's still hyped. When Bitcoin pumps again, which I feel like it's going to very soon, people are still going to get into crazy coins and lots of bad NFT choices and silly turtles or crabby crabs or whatever things are coming out. They're going to get into, and we're not done with that. We're not done with the hype. The hype's going to keep going.
Yeah, I know, because it's just part of the market, you know. Even on take one said that the market tends to underestimate the future and overestimate the present, right? So it's just part of the process. So I think the boom and bust will be happen again.
Well, it's
So
just funny because we all used to be like, if everybody just understood what Bitcoin can do for you, that Bitcoin, if everybody just knew, that's the problem. The problem is that not enough people know. But then when the pump happened, nobody cared what Bitcoin could do for you. They
yes,
just cared that Bitcoin was 55,000 and they didn't want to buy it because it was too expensive to buy once. They had no understanding of buying in part. They had nothing. They didn't know,
yeah,
and they didn't care. So a lot of us were wrong, I think. I mean, yes, there are people that do care, that understand the fundamentals and are investing. If we didn't have those people, it wouldn't happen. But ultimately, the hype is hype, and the hype is going to win. I
yeah,
mean, if Elon Musk can tweet, Elon Musk didn't even know anything about. I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, when they first started telling Elon Musk to tweet about Bitcoin, he didn't know what was going on. He was tweeting stuff that
yes,
I was laughing at. Like, man, this guy doesn't know what's going on. I
yes.
think he was learning on the job. That's what I think.
Yeah, because it's just, yeah, I don't know. Some people say like it's the cult only, not really something that take it seriously. But yeah, it's part of the game. It's just part of the game. So yeah, yeah. Last thing I want to ask about you is about DeFi. You said before that you do a lot of DeFi, right? So yeah, can you work on some project right now or not?
So when I first, okay, so DeFi for me was Uniswap and Sushi, right? That's for, or and Compound, right? That's where it started. So I wrote some of those first articles about how to farm and how to use your, how to actually provide liquidity and what that meant. And those are the types of things that I really want to show people how to do, because I feel like that's a way to empower your money. And it's not very difficult. And now that we have Polygon, which is awesome because your transactions there, I mean, I don't really think people understand that you can have a farm on Polygon and you can just decide to move your farm and switch it into a different farm, and that's going to cost you 5 cents.
Yeah.
When you are farming on ETH, or if you're farming on ETH, you have to wait for a low Gwei moment. You got to wait for gas to come down. You're trying to, if you want to make a move, or if you want to exit your position, or if the market dumps and, if let's say the market's dumping, Gwei's at 300, and you're sitting there with your farm going, oh no, am I going to spend $100, $300 to get out of this farm? And then it's a multi-call. So it's really like 3 or 4 transactions and you're stuck. And that's what happened to a lot of people, is they'd be stuck in their farm at a bad moment. But when you're in Polygon, it doesn't matter. I mean, yes, Polygon does lag sometimes, and you do see, especially with some games, you do see the market, you see the network kind of get backed up a little bit. But for the most part, you're able to move quickly in and out of positions on Polygon. And I think that as other side chains, or as other, I'm pro ETH killer. Let's bring another one out there. Like, if somebody's got something, I do want to see it. So, I mean, as this kind of grows, I mean, that's really what you want to see. You want to be able to get him in and out of positions quickly so that you can use a strategy. Because right now, sometimes part of your strategy is, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. sometimes just to make a move. I'm looking for Gwei at 40 or less. If that's, that's probably happened once in the last 4 days, so that's a real thing right now, is Gwei prices, is gas prices. It's a big deal.
Yeah, because if moving from proof of work to proof of stake, but what do you think once proof of stake happen? I mean, the ecosystem is gonna die or not? It's just a pure ETH, or just happen like this?
It's hard to say. I mean, for me, it's hard to say. I was a little bit surprised when EIP 1559 came through. I was surprised that it was so easy. I mean, gas did go down. I mean, it was, but then what happened? Then everybody starts, like, it's the minting on OpenSea usually that's driving the gas prices up. So If we get another NFT marketplace, is that going to drive gas prices up further? Are people going to be minting in more? You know, so I think we do need ETH2, and whatever ETH2 is planning on doing, I think we're going to need that to come out soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hopefully it works, and hopefully ETH truly becomes deflationary. That'd be an interesting dynamic. I mean, that's what I'm betting on. Because it is kind of a gamble, but I'm betting on ETH being the winner here.
Yeah. What do you think about the future of DeFi and NFTs? Do you have envision something in the future?
Well, again, I think it's gaming, and especially now because a lot of people's entertainment comes through the computer or the phone or the tablet. So for me, it's very simple. I'm playing a game. I've put 80 hours into this game. I'm done playing this game. Wow, but what about all that work? That's real work, right? I mean, if you were a dev, it's the same thing. You're sitting in front of the computer working. So if you put work into a game, you can start selling all the things that you found. Maybe you found some rare items, and somebody else who wants to start a game that doesn't want to go through all the trouble that you went through just to get those items can easily just buy that item from you. And I think that there's definitely a demand for that type of market. People are already doing that. I think Fortnite V-Bucks has taught us a lot. I mean, I've seen kids spending $200 on things that they can't trade, and they're never going to get that back. And that's stuck in one particular profile and one particular game. So people are already spending money on illiquid assets that all they do is make you look cooler in a video game. So if people are already doing that and you just make that tradable, huge.
Yes. So you think that the future is bright for NFT gaming? Is that the same, right?
I think it's the next thing. And I've been in gaming. A lot of my smaller positions are in gaming tokens, you know, like Engine, XE, Chain Games. I'm Shilling now, right? So there's all there's all kinds of different gaming tokens out there. You need to look EFI, look into what they're doing, look into what the project is doing. Is the project going to be alive for a while? Look partnerships. And also gambling, because if you're a gaming token, there's also gambling.
Yeah.
And that's a big, interesting and entertaining market. So
because gambling with NFTs, I think brings so much joy, right? Because gambling these days is just you go to bitfinex and you got the rack, and then it's just something after that. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of why I liked Madecoin so much, because you're farming. Okay, well, farming's boring. You're just looking at percent. The most interesting thing you're looking at is 2,000%. Okay, so I got 2,000%. And that's it. And you're just like looking at these numbers rolling.
Yeah.
But if that number is a really hot nurse or a really sexy girl or a really cool guy or really I mean, that makes it so much more interesting. And that's kind of just something that, you know, for me right now, it's interesting for me. If I enjoy playing it and I'm an old school gamer, somebody else is enjoying playing it too. And I feel like, you know, it's going to take off. Certain things like that are going to take off.
Yeah, I see.
All they have to do is exist, in my opinion. If they just keep the ball in the air, if they just exist, you're making money. Because if you stay alive in crypto, you're making money.
Yes.
It's just all you got to do is stay alive. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because people just learning by doing. Even though you losing money in the future, you learn your lesson, right? So
right.
Lesson learned. Yeah, and then I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time, Shilbo. It's been good podcast right now. Once again, before I close, Bitcoin price prediction. Do you think Bitcoin gonna go super cycle or stock to flow or lending cycle? What do you think in this cycle about?
I'm always bullish. I'm always bullish. It's not going to go away. So for me, I don't know if we'll hit 100K, but I feel like we're definitely going to blow past 65 soon, before Christmas. That's my prediction.
100K. Oh, so your target is 100K and then bubble burst. Does it say?
I don't even know bubble burst. You know what I mean? Because then what happens? You know, so it's whether or not we'll see. It's hard to say. I would say my prediction is at least we're going to break the all-time high this year. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think so, because the bullishness is come to fruition right now. So yeah, it's all about time. And yeah, let's see what's gonna happen next. Oh yeah. Thank you, Shilbo, for your time. It's been an honor to be here. Maybe next time when when hit 100K, we can collab again to celebrate and to rewind this interview. You know.
Yeah. Okay. It was good chatting with you, Iman. I mean, I miss that community, but it's cool that we get together and have a cool chat about crypto. There's not a lot of people in real life that you can talk to about crypto.
Yeah, because I miss a lot the community as well, you know. But I already share with people. Can you speak to Ivan to build Good Morning Crypto again? But sadly, it's gone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Bitcoin is already widely adopted, so it's not really education. The problem is, I think it's just they don't want to bring a FOMO, right? Yeah, I think that's
yes, and that's a whole other conversation, because that did start happening after a while. You couldn't say a coin in the show because then it was this whole big deal. So I think he understood that, and he felt like he was partially responsible for that, and he didn't want to feel that negative feeling of, you know, hey, why didn't you talk about this? And he was complaining about that for a while, because, you know, people did shill too much. And now here's Shilbo telling you that they shilled too much. I mean, yeah, they did. So I can see why that was. But hey, we got this show, and there's a bunch of other shows out there, and the crypto community is only growing bigger. And there's even more and more little cultures that you can be a part of: NFTs, DeFi, everything. So
yeah, that's why I built these channels as well, so that people can learn a little bit more, because in Indonesia the education is quite low. So that's why I create this channel. Okay, thank you, Shilbo, for your time. See you in the next content.